Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESOC Global Championship. We've come a long way since the start of the championship, and today it is the bronze match playoff. That's right, it's for the two semi-finalists who just fell at the second last hurdle there, unable to progress to the final. But it's okay, they will have another chance at redemption, another chance on the big stage, another best of seven to work their way through to claim the bronze medal, and of course that means a monetary value, more prize money for the winner of this series. This series will be between Knuschelbär and ageofkiller, also known as Breeze Brothers. And to start off this series, we will be conducting a map pick and a civ draft. The players beforehand have already gone through the map picks, so they snake draft or they picked the maps one by one. So the first game and the fourth game are neutral maps. They are determined by the tournament admins. It's going to be Fraser River for game number 1, part of Vividly Plains map pack. Colorado for game number 4. And nice balanced maps, judged to be by the tournaments. But Knuschelbär in his map pool has chosen Kamchatka, Dakota, and Granite Chaco. So we say Kamchatka is a very standard map. Dakota is starting to go a little bit off standard. I know it is in the standard map pool, but we do have mid-map, 4 trading posts, all on the same upgrade line. 4 native TPs as well, ATP strong. It's quite hard to hunt around the side of the map because it's very obvious where your villages are. If they're not on one side of the map, on the other side. And we have Grand Chaco, a nice open wide map, no TPs, high hunts. So a lot of diversity there from Noosh. Breeze Brothers, or ageofkiller, I'll probably move in between Breeze and ageofkiller, has chosen a very water-heavy map pool. We see in the maps the likes of Dhaka, Saguenay Summer, and Alaska. All these maps, especially Dhaka and Saguenay, are very, very favouring to water civilizations, but Dhaka has some interesting options for other civilizations to go for the TPs, maybe go for a land boom. There's the Bacti Temple in north. Alaska, I feel that you kind of do have to go for some sort of water play there because there's not much else on the map which offers for non-water civs. There's no TP at all. Saguenay is more the standard map, but be careful though. 2 islands in the middle of the sea and a tactical placement of the native trading posts ensure that no victory by trade monopoly is possible on that map. So yeah, interesting maps for both players. I think Noosh is keeping options open. Breeze is saying, okay, if I'm going to lose a game, I'm going to have to dip into my map pool, but I'm going to go with my comfort picks. So interesting to see how the series will progress. Right, let's go for the civ pick now. Noosh is the higher seed of these two. So Noosh will be able to pick first, and Noosh is going to pick 1, then Breeze will pick 2, then Noosh will pick 2, and so on. And the final pick from both players is the power pick. The power pick, you can pick any civ your opponent has already drafted, or pick the remaining civs which have not been drafted. Just kind of give a bit of a strategical elements to the picking. So Noosh's first pick going to be the Swedish. Not too surprising, we did see Noosh played Swedes last series. A very strong civilization in basically every matchup across most maps. Very strong on no TP maps in particular, but they don't mind facing civs who do go for trading posts, because other civs, taking their time, taking trading posts gives more time for Swedes to talk boom and take the map. ageofkiller now to pick 2 civilizations. Let's see what they're going to be. First pick's going to be the Spanish and then the Portuguese. So the top 3 civilizations in the 1v1 meta have already been chosen by these 2 players. Breeze picking Spain first and Portuguese. The order of these 2 civs, it doesn't really matter, but I think Breeze is happy for 2 strong water civilizations early on in this series. Haudenosaunee and the Japanese come out for Knuschelbär as picks number 2 and 3. Knuschelbär, a strong Japanese player. Haudenosaunee has come into strong favoritism recently. It's a decent map on water, strong opening on the water with the fishing boats. Japanese, as we saw last series, or the series before with Maito versus Noosh, had a strong anti-water play with the Japanese with the 2 Atakabunes. The ships very similar to the European galleon and fleet. So options there, decent land civs as well for Japanese with the Shrine Boom, and kind of play a bit more defensive and long game versus Portuguese on land maps. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, Breeze gets to pick another 2 civilizations. They're going to be the Ottomans and the Indians. So Ottoman a decent civ on maps with trading posts. So I'm thinking Fraser River, Colorado could be a map for Ottomans. Well, they won't get all 4, but they can certainly have a good shot at taking 3 trading posts. Dakota's a mid-map TP line. That could be a good thing for Ottomans. Could be matchup dependent. Breeze might play very defensive and go for the build, as popularised by Sir Callan. And the Indians behind. Bit of an anti-water civ, that is. We did see H use the Indians versus Breeze in last series to good effect. Maybe Breeze wants to hide this civ away from Noosh. And the Indians, I like to think the Indians do very well versus the Swedish and have an alright matchup versus Japan. Okay, so it's going to be Noosh to take the next pick, and then afterwards going to be the power pick. Oh, we see the USA coming back out there for Knuschelbär. Did have the US in his last series. Unfortunately, though, he was up against Spain, and that ended very poorly for the Americans. And Spain is the power pick for Knuschelbär, copying Breeze Brothers' Spanish pick. Spain, just incredible civ. So many options, so strong. Too many options, if you ask me. Logistician aggro, Logistician standard FF into Smash Gold, Logistician Water, Drastic Halberd FF, Pyro FF, Bow Pike FI into Revolt, whether that's Chile or Argentina or Peru. Oh my god, the list goes on and on and on. Final pick for Breeze. Hey, it's the Swedes! We have Swedes and Spanish for both players in the bronze match. I bet you guys are so surprised. I'm surprised. So let's get the series on the way. And it's okay, once we go in between the games, we can go back to the civ pick to have a bit of a catch-up to see how these games and series have been going on. Hope you guys can all hear me nice and well. And without any further objections, we shall proceed into the game and the games. Right, recorded games. May want to change the scene. Don't forget that. I need to let the I need to let the game capture warm up. Come on, there we are. We warmed up. Recorded games. Noosh vs Breeze, game number 1. That'll be the first game of our bronze match series. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another cast this series on ESOC TV. This is the bronze matchup for the Pro Division of the ESOC Global Championships. Big series this is. Both players, unfortunately, couldn't come through the semi-finals as victorious, but will come back for a second bite of the cherry as you take the coveted bronze medal in this championship, and with it, an extra cash prize, as well as, you know, going for the extra bit of honour gained and prestige of defeating the opponent in a best of 7 series. Today, our first map will be Fraser River, map developed by Vividly Playing. You can download it in the mod section under the Vividly Playing map pack. But yes, game number 1. It's going to be a Sweden mirror. We see in Knuschelbär spawning to the top, to the northeast of the map in the colour blue, where Breeze is spawning to the southwest of the map in the colour orange. Both players starting with 2 hunts, 2 mines, and a couple of trees around. Explorers have made their way down to the valley, but the northern side of the valley. What treasure is Noosh working on? He's kind of got his wolves quite far away from this treasure. Wolf pup, very nice as the first treasure there for Sweden. They don't have a second scouting unit, and in 1v1 combat, it's whoever has most HP wins. But the extra wolf pup here will turn the tides in favour of Noosh's if he does engage Breeze's explorer in age 1. Breeze will see 95 woods. He's probably thinking, hang on a minute, that's a big treasure. Doesn't really see this treasure up to the north of the tamed wolf. Probably didn't see where Noosh's explorer was. I'm surprised he's not tempted to go for 95, but he now sees it. He now sees it's been aggroed. If he's paying attention, he could turn around, crack shots come off, but that grizzly is going down very fast. And why is it going down very fast? Well, we have the big bad wolf out on the show today. Buck the tame wolf. 9 damage times by 3 versus Treasure Guardians, and 95 wood going straight to Knuschelbär early on. That's, honestly, it's enough for another torp. He's 131, only needs a couple more wood, and actually he's not chopping, but the torp is gathering from 2 trees. It's going to get the wood, and actually from harvesting the wood here, and I'd like to see Knuschelbär, start this torp progression really early, and dropping a 3rd torp on this back mine, just to help that age up time. And yeah, just extra XP, and just kickstarts his economic boom that little bit faster. Right, so looking here, we see Knuschelbär working on a 90 wood treasure. Having 2 wood treasures here is huge. He may have got a bit too aggro on his treasure. They need to cut away. I did see the cougar having the double rate of attack versus explorer bug when you're walking away, and it's the cougar's not snared, but he's kiting very well versus the cougar, trying to minimize damage. Crackshot is available, and didn't even use Buck the Tame Wolf to help out his treasure. That's going to be another 90 wood there for Knuschelbär. Double wood treasures, very, very huge here for Noosh. And if we head over to Breeze's point of view, he's got a lot of coin. He's picked up, a fair amount of coin. Let's have a sneaky look to see what he's picked up. 30 coin, 20 coin, 20 coin, native scouts, and just tiny bits of wood here and there. I think maybe 2 batches of wood. No, just a 1 batch of wood there. And in the saloons, we have Saloon Jaegers, Black Riders. What is the chances of having Jaegers and Black Riders by default in the saloon in a Swede mirror? Obviously, both civs can train Jaegers and Black Riders upon sending their respective mercenary shipments. That's probably quite a low chance. Maybe a bit of mathematical homework for you guys to go away and work out what are the probabilities of that happening. Both explorers in the middle of the map and chasing after each other. Maybe Breeze is finding Knuschelbär's explorer looking rather attractive today. I'm just going to chase that man across the Fraser River. Antonio dropping in with the time to interrupt. Well, I'd rather you interrupt and drop a subscription to the community channel. Thank you very much for that. Your support is always appreciated. But in the meantime, I think this is probably the only time we'll get in this game to check the decks. Starting off with Knuschelbär's deck. 1 shipment ready to go. Land number 5. I think it's the same deck he played in the last series. No pike shipments, no cav HP shipments. Very minimalistic in the 3rd age and stacking heavy on the 4th, but does have Black Breeze, Gold. 5 Hackerpolites also a bit interesting in the Swede mirror. No Jaegers! Oh, that's the one card we're missing, is Jaegers, and that's somewhat surprising actually, but I suppose Jaegers is nice to contest age 3, but you want to go to the 4th age, and in the 4th age it's Caroleans and Cannons, and Jaegers can do well versus the Caroleans. All right until Survey Lifeguard comes in, but we'll lose very badly to the Cannons. So Noosh is ahead up before Breeze. Remember, all extra wood helps. 80 talk population already. Breeze is on 50 talk population. He's trying to build some more, sending 700 wood. Aged up a little bit later. Both players aged up with 2 villagers, 2 cows. Let's check Breeze's deck. 1 versus 1 land. Has Pikeman, has Cav HP, has a 4 and Jaegers, and at the expense has less cards in age 4, but does have the GG shipments of the 2 heavy cannons, 2 factories, infinite mammoths, and the Survey Lifeguard, which I'm sure you guys know already, but if you don't, increases HP by 25%, as well as changing the armor to range resist, so that it basically increases the effective HP of a Carolean in ranged combat by a ridiculous amount, maybe like 70%. It's just insane, but it is what it is. And we have seen Swedish mirrors tend to a cannon ward because cannons deal siege damage, and that could be a cheeky way to bypass Carolean range resist. Knuschelbär is playing rather standard. If anything, he's delayed his barracks to be built on the 700 wood, and quite a lot of players, if they're feeling in a bit of a active matchup, maybe not a passive matchup, will build the barracks on 200 wood chopped in transition, but saving this barracks drop on the 700 wood. Looks like Breeze has gone for the very, I won't say very aggressive, but drops the barracks on the chop in transition, and then using all the 700 wood in transition to build the torps. Currently floating 500 wood. Hopefully he gets the villagers on torps quicker. He's got 1 villager on the right side. That's it. He really needs another villager torping fast elsewhere. Maybe bring this villager and torp onto Noosh's side. But a lot of wood stacked up here. Needs to be torping a bit faster. He's got to play this game like you'd play a Dutch game. The more you put into your eco, the more you get out of it. But nice Caroline raid. We'll snare one of Noosh's villagers. Unfortunately, Noosh falling foul to the Swedish dilemma of you build your torps with the villagers, but your villagers are more efficient if they stay in work, but they're a lot less risky. And Knuschelbär's lost that villager, and for the rest of the game, Noosh will be down 1 villager, and that is quite a big loss. Maybe not compared to having more torps currently leading the top population of 160 to 130. Breeze having 14 tops, and Knuschelbär 16 torps. So yeah, no torps currently being constructed at the moment. But yeah, more Carolines pushing middle map. You've got a batch of Carolines being trained, but because Breeze has been, a bit faster with his Caroline production, he's always ahead of the shipment progression. And even here was just trading about 10 Carolines versus just a 5, getting a good trade. Unfortunately, Noosh back to the base to play more defensive. And the question mark does come out. I don't know what the question mark's referring to. Maybe he's seen you've already sent the blueberries and he's a bit confused, but he's probably clicked that twice. Still torping to the north side. Villager torping may get picked off here by the Carolean, but more torps and mines. Very nice. Probably a little bit more torps than Breeze has got down to the southern side. Checking on the Carolean count. 14 now for Breeze. Only 11 here for Knuschelbär. And blueberries coming in. For both players likely to be following the same card order progression. 700 wood, Engelberg Ironworks, and then the Blueberries card afterwards. Fitzbro is asking for your card predictions, and in terms of an economic opening with no trading post, this is just the standard go-to. There's no better way to do it. But if Breeze wanted to throw in a surprise 8 pikes on Breeze's I'm on Breeze's side. If Breeze wants to throw a surprise 8 pikes to try and contest torps, that could be a tactical shipment he throws midway through. But the temptation to send blueberries, one of the strongest cards in the game, is just too strong here. And each of these torps gathering food at 0.57 food per second is very strong, over 18 torps. Charge has come out here from ageofkiller. Noosh hasn't charged, but he does have more reinforcements here. So local population is 8 Carolines, 13 in the map in total. Noosh has got 13 right in front of Breeze, so I wonder where the other 5 have gone. Second racks have been dropped. Are they just sieging? Are they in the base? They're in the base. Pardon me, I've missed some Vill raids. A villager potentially going down. No great coats, but will survive. I think we'll actually survive. Ooh, that would have gone down. Carolines having 19 range attacks, so that villager would have most definitely gone down if that shot did connect. But that villager is very lucky to be alive. Villager counts at this moment in time 23 for Knuschelbär and 26 for Breeze. So trading a bit of military here for a bit of Vill raiding. 12 Carolines for Breeze. Sending leather cannons. Big double batch being trained now from the barracks. But Noosh, a little bit more Carolines, but more importantly, aging up behind this. And I think Noosh realises he doesn't want to go too aggressive here. He could trade at this moment because he's got more units, but may not want to overly commit because he is aging up behind, and you can upgrade these units once they do age up. But I think Breeze is just staying in age 2. He's probably worked out that maybe a surprise playstyle here from us as Noosh could be very strong. The Minutemen were called, but have gone down to 1 HP and have been effectively picked off here. More Carolines being trained. That's another batch of 5. 17 on the field versus Knuschelbär. 16 in local vicinity. Where's this Explorer? He's gone down for rest on the north side of the map. He's not fighting here and helping out. And yeah, Breeze is starting to take control of this engagement and taking some decent trades. But a lot of these guys are injured here from Breeze's point of view. So actually, this military strength may not be representative. There's actually probably a few more injured guys here from Noosh. Very close, but if the fight is very close, that's pretty bad news because, well, Noosh is up. Noosh is sending shipments. His first shipment nearly on the field. 2 falconets. Veteran Carolines being trained behind this batch of 5. And yes, everything's looking pretty nice in the land of the Knuschelbär. Still having his in-base hunts. Swedes with their blueberry eco, they don't go for the hunts too fast. Coin mines still gathering. If anything, it might actually be out of trees before out of mines and food, which is a bit ridiculous, but yeah, that's just a Sweden Vill split. Does have his great coats though, which is nice to see. So yeah, great coats here for Knuschelbär. Leather cannons are coming out here from Breeze, which they'll do well to pick up a couple of Carolines, but you've got to be careful here of trying to not go too deep and getting picked off by the falconets. Noosh is looking, you can see by his radius line here where the engagement zone is for the falconets. And Breeze keeping wise to keep out them, but these guys, They're strong versus infantry, but they're very pitiful versus buildings. 40 siege. It's like a Culverin siege, and it's not really that strong. So Breeze has managed to follow up to the Fortress Sage, keeping his units alive. Will be upgrading to the veteran Carolean status very soon. I think he will be queuing it right now, where he won't because he's just lost the barracks. Oh. And that's turned his match up a little bit. It's head. It's double racks at home. Wow, that's a huge investment. Sends in 2 Falconets. I might have liked to see Breeze kind of go for the yellow swaggins, send 1k coin, go to the 4th age, and try and slow Nush down in the middle of the map with this sieging. But if Breeze is sending 2 Falconets, that gives Nush the time to age. He hasn't sent the coin. He sent Black Breeze. Sending Black Breeze and aging up without the coin. The eco is popping off right now, as they would say. Meanwhile, Breeze is thereabout. That extra shipment of leather cannons just really holding back his shipment progression in the 3rd age. He will also have another shipment ready to go. He probably won't send 1k coin at this moment because he does have more than 200 coin available and also got a very strong coin economy. Going to opt for the snap lock, which is going to be granting the Caroleans more range. I think it's just more range. Is there any going to be extra additions like HP with it? I don't think so. 3 range attack. Oh, it's just more damage and more range, which is quite strong. Oh, the charge comes in from the Caroleans. The Falconets are a little bit away from the rest of the Carolean body. And yeah, the Caroleans moving forward to try and body block. But the Noosh, they don't need to engage in melee with the Caroleans. They just shoot over their shoulders, take out the Falconets. The Falconets of Knuschelbär also do fall over. So, you know, a trade for a trade. A wall here. Both players charging to get out of the way. And the upgrade here for Snaplock will be very nice. But an upgrade is only half the story. If Knuschelbär is able to age up to the 4th age behind and research guard Caroleans. Oh, it's a breeze wall. It's a breeze wall. This changed everything. I thought that was a Nush tactical wall. He gets to retreat. But both players having to trade. And these are units, 12 range versus 15 range. It's better here for Breeze for these trades. And maybe a couple Caroleans just sacrifice into snare to try and slow him down. But yeah, Breeze is taking a play that's really smart. He's got the units trapped. He's picked them off. And maybe behind this, Breeze is thinking, okay, now I've got the time to age up. And he is aging up himself, going up with the Engineer. Meanwhile, Knuschelbär aging up with the Engineer will be a couple steps ahead. 2 shipments ready to go, though. So those trades with the Falconets, 50 XP apiece, couple Carolean kills. Yeah, in total, that's about 200 XP. He's got 2 shipments ready to go. And he's got the perfect deck for it. Double Factory. Mams and Fate Lifeguard. Hussar Combat as well, or should I say Cavalry HP. That's a strong shipment. 4 Copper Mines is a nice addition to kind of help his torps prolong if the game goes deep. But here comes the GG shipment. It's a Fate Lifeguard. Once this shipment comes in, it's going to be tough to come back from. These units will have an effective HP increase of about 70%, not to mention the guard stats from the upgrade. He wants to be upgrading this as fast as possible. He is now. And once this comes in, these veteran Caroleans will be, you know, average musketeers in the Fortress Age, then turned into mighty beasts in the 4th Age. Such a strong power spike for the Swedish civilization, and hence why we see a lot of players going for the fast industrial here as the Swedes. All this time, Breeze is trying to chase down his Caroleans because he kind of has to protect his villager eco, but he's not putting the pressure on Knuschelbär with his fast age up, and as a result, Svea Lifeguard gets to come in. The torps undisturbed, the base undisturbed, the Falconets coming from the Engineer age up. Breeze will be getting the Engineer age up very soon, but he might have to be forced to go into defensive heavy cannons as his first shipment to try and demolish and skittle over these guard Caroleans with the range resist. Maybe trading Svea Lifeguard for Svea Lifeguard, but yeah, heavy cannons coming in. Guard versus veteran, and yeah, 180, 30% melee versus 260, 30% range resist. I'm not even seeing a plus 10 in orange there, apart from Falconet kills. The Caroleans are just scratching their opponent musketeers. Meanwhile, Knuschelbärs are just going to town, picking off so many of these units. And I think the eco is probably even for both players. Actually, no, obviously Knuschelbär having more villagers after this bill raid, getting to the town centre. The GGs have been called. And the first game is heading over to Knuschelbär. And I think just a slightly crisper build. Breeze did commit quite a lot into the second age there. Could have really push the agenda if he. I did see he had 5 Carolians raiding the base, which is always nice. It's always nice to raid your opponents. But in small batches and small unit groups, 13 Carolians just will be so much stronger than 8 Carolians that Noosh had. I think 2 Carolians went down for 3, so it could have been 15 Carolians from Breeze versus 8 of Noosh, and that could have been a bit of a kind of a snowballing effect there from Breeze's point of view, but allowed Noosh to age up, and then once Noosh aged, pushed out, took down the 2 barracks. A double barracks being forced up in base as well. A lot of extra wood being spent. Tempo slowed. Knuschelbär gets in the way with Black Breeze. I think Breeze sent Snaplock instead, so the eco from Knuschel, yeah, definitely better with Black Breeze as well. And yeah, close up the game, number 1, very safely and solidly. Let's look at the post-game timeline. We do love a bit of analytical sessions here with Harrison. 3 vills coming a little bit early for Noosh. That's that extra torp he dropped down for, and there was extra XP he gets from the treasure kills. Obviously, Breeze was stuck with the beaver treasures, no guardians, but Noosh was getting +10s with every kill he gets. 1 vill idle here is not great to see, but not the end of the world. But did pick off 1 vill, maybe 2 vills actually here from Noosh. Villager discrepancy, bit even between both players. But yeah, once the Fortress Age hit, Breeze had to really invest his economy into military to hold on. Noosh's eco was starting to take off then, especially when the 4th age came in. He was like, right, I need to full invest into military. And unfortunately, it was not to be. That final fight was not going well. And yeah, his army would get cleaned up before the heavy cannons hit the floor. And that's not what he'd wanted in that final game. And this is just a snowballing effect. Double wood treasure, faster torp, boom, more resources. Black Breeze helping out as well. Let's look at the buildings as well before we head off, just to see if the buildings are faster there from Noosh. Can I see it? I'm being blind. I don't think I can see it. It's somewhere. I know it's somewhere. I'll probably skip past it. It doesn't matter. We'll move on to the next game. So yes, let's is it Control F3? No. I'll just do it by hand. Let's go to Civ Draft and let's check. Let's check our websites, and yeah, Noosh gets a big crown next to the Swedish. His remaining civs are the Haudenosaunee, the Japanese, the USA, and the Spanish. Let's go into game number 2 in our bronze match series. How's everyone doing in the chat today? Seeing quite a lot of GGs, a couple of GG easies there as well. Fit saying thanks DE. Well, we got to thank DE for the new civilizations and the extra variety to the life we get in the Age of Empires world as a result of it. Game number 2, one Alaska. Remember, this is one of the home maps of Age of Killer, and Knuschelbär's opening gambit is to pick the Japanese on this map, where Breeze is counterpicked with the Portuguese. This is a matchup we've seen quite often in this tournament, Japan versus the Portuguese on Alaska. Obviously, the Portuguese, they don't need the train posts. 10-10, it's a very decent build on this map. Lots of water to control. Town centre on the headlands here controlled large parts of the water. And yeah, just standard water play from the Portuguese is the option here for Breeze. Meanwhile, Japan, they're quite happy with this map as well. Quite a lot of berry bushes dotted around. Quite a lot of hunts to torp as well, especially if Portuguese playing very defensive. The map is somewhat open to torp. Look at this hunt here. There's 2 hunt. There's another hunt here. There's just so many resources to control and shrine as Japan. But I think the eco potential of Japan is also very strong. Not to mention Japan having probably a stronger military presence than Breeze if you discount or not include the water and the benefit of naval support that maybe late game frigates and monitors provide. So let's have a look at Breeze's deck to kick us off. Has he got a deck? No, hasn't picked a deck just yet. We're that early in the game. Let's see what else is going on. We do see our monk, Shinran Shonin, moving down to the southern side. Native scout with 2 cougars. Well, he's got 2 scouts anyway. Has he seen that 130 wood treasure? Yeah, Noosh has seen the 130 wood treasure. Obviously, he's got to build a shrine first. Avoid being housed, opening with the traditional Portuguese consulate build. Port cons, research Portuguese consulate, send heavily cami, and build your first shrine. As soon as that consulate tech is completed for the discounted shrine, only costing 107 wood there, just in time for the first fill. keeping the shrine on the food to speed up the H1. Native Scout, very nice. I'd even be happy if Knuschelbär stuns both these Grizzlies and just sacked Native Scout to one of the Grizzlies' damage and just tank up 120 HP. Yeah, it's pretty decent in that sense. But this wood treasure, very important to pick up. And Breeze, he's on the prowl. He can sniff activity in the southern side of the map. Let's check what he sees. He sees one monk. He sees the wood treasure. So Breeze knows this treasure's here. He also knows that Japan is nearby. So he's going to be careful. I don't think a single Portuguese explorer is probably the best equipped to deal with this. My eyes do deceive me. We do see a 1220 age up here from Breeze. Neglecting to go, or no, not neglecting, declining to open up with the 1010. He's got age up at 230, so slightly behind the 1010 age up, but slightly more eco. His first card being Schooners anyway, so didn't feel the advantage of aging up super early. It's not like we're going to see a very, very early mega water congestion. Or are we? No, we're not. But we could be. It's just the scouts here from New Scouts out if there's any early dock action going on. Breeze was thinking of getting a nuclear clubman, but the Japan explorers nearby have scouted that. And they're going to try and trade off here. 2 explorers versus 1. I think the HP trade is somewhat even. Breeze's HP is a little bit lower. And if the HP gets a little bit too low here from Knuschelbär, he can always just poof off his explorer. And this explorer is away from snaring range, and so he can safely get away. And that's the thing, it's forcing Breeze to fight. But Knusch has the opportunity to run if he so chooses to. And yeah, he's got to stand near the 90 wood treasure. 2 Japan monks, stuns, and divine strikes. Especially on colonial age stats as well. These cougars are going down very quick. I think Knusch is actually happy that Breeze has decided to abandon this because he needs his monks to not talk, but to throw down shrines. And if they're too busy treasure gathering or killing explorers, well, they're not getting eco. That's not a stun. That's just a bug. That wolf is just chilling. He's like, yeah, you guys go and you two try and take these monks down. I'm just gonna chill here and just enjoy the Alaskan sunshine. And yeah, unfortunately, he's gonna get picked off, even though this wolf did absolutely nothing wrong. Rest in peace, Wolfie. Rest in peace. Town centre being pushed forward across the map from ageofkiller. Not designed to go in base. Very likely to go on the coast. We do see the first dock on the furthest tip of the Japanese headland here. So this dock, if I was on his line of sight, the anti-ship damage from this dock, I want to say is his anti-ship damage range, and as well as line of sight, it would make sense. Covers the entire width of this waterway here, so covering this choke is a very defensive play here from Breeze. It's aggressive and it's defensive. I think how it plays into both of those roles at the same time is very important in this decision to throw the dock down at this position. This covers 4 batches of food, access to all the whales, and will force Japan to build on the other side or drop their water flag on the other side of the dock. Clubman does get picked off here by Knuschelbär, but Breeze is quickly whittling down the HP. Bit of a town centre fire to help as well. But in the end, that just helps Breeze's case. First layer of wall coming down around this forward town centre. Native Scout wants to be annoying and get some siege on the town centre, but I'm afraid it won't be enough. Meanwhile, to Sugar Shrine was the age-up choice from Knuschelbär. Obviously, heavy cami into Sugar Shrine. Very standard traditional play. Early market, getting second tier food upgrade. Still chopping lots of wood, going for that shrine boom. Double shrines on Portuguese side of the map. But you've still got all these hunts to go for. And if he does have the 600 wood here, I actually would like to see one villager pulled off to drop 2 shrines here and just kind of really spends that 600 wood as fast as possible. Really nice little eco trick there. But I think so far both players are very happy to do what they want to do. Let's have a quick study of Breeze's deck in a bit more in detail. Kinesi defensive, I'm going to call it. It's probably Turkish for some word. Advanced buildings, no advanced dock though, and no team coastal defenses. So having advanced buildings over either of those 2 cards is curious. I'm not going to say it's wrong. I would like to have at least one of those deck cards in deck just to offer support. We have team wall improved HP 200%. Now this is a very fun card to send if you're playing as the Portuguese. probably not fun to deal with. We have navigation school, so ship cost and train speed, 2 caravel, naval combat, 2 fishing cards, eco theory, that's another fishing card. Third age looking lacking, no unit shipment apart from Mamelukes. Let's have Mams, probably to do with massive of Yumi archers and Yabusames. Yabusames will not dent Mamelukes. They're too weak, Yabs. They're very defensive units, but they're just not good in terms of damage per second, damage dealing. Both Dragoon cards, that's good to see. Dragoon combat is a must, and heavy fortifications rounds out this deck. Meanwhile, Knuschelbär, let's look at his deck. Well, let's see what's up. 600 wood came in, Barrett's coming down, sending 600 coin. So looking to go for more of a semi-FF agenda here with Eco. These 2 shrines getting a big batch of food on them. The shrines on coin as well. He's cut villager production. Well, no, given that you train villagers while you age as well, I'm surprised that this... Okay, whilst I'm surprised, the fact that Noosh has cut vill production, this is a very intentional and calculated decision here from Noosh, wanting to, try and push with tempo as much as possible. Mainly because he's probably got 1 shipment ready to go. He's probably thinking, I just want to get this kind of momentum on the game going and rely on my shrines for the economy. And he's aging up with the Shogunate, which I've seen multiple times, and I still can't quite fully understand everything behind it. And I'll talk about it again. Obviously, I'm a very inexperienced Japan player, so my opinion here is probably not perfect. But aged 3, you get Daimyo Masamune, but only 300 XP. It's enough maybe for half a shipment at this point. It just doesn't give you the tempo I think it does. Whereas the Golden Pavilion is 7 Yumis, as well as Yumi attack, or whichever upgrade from the Pavilion. And then when you go to the 4th age of the Shogunate, that's 1600 XP. Wow, that's a lot. That is maybe 2 shipments there and then that's industrial age shipments. That's so much tempo you get from it. Meanwhile, Breeze trained double batches of pikes, sieging down shrines. Couple crossbows out, being annoying, trying to push away from explorers, because Noosh has gone aggressive here, or gone for his tempo play with the semi-FF. No units have been trained. There has been a defensive barracks. Pardon me, 5 ashes to come out, but they won't stop 1, 2, 3 shrines going down in the meantime, and maybe enough military here to take down the 4th and contest the ashes. Walling coming down. The first layer has been somewhat completed. Second layer is going down, but the explorer is standing right on top of the foundations. And the Breeze should know he should move that villager pretty quickly. Here come the Ashigaro execution firing squads. Reload, fire, and villager has been killed. It's 6 Yumi, not 7, apologies, and it's not 1600 XP. Is it not 1600 XP? It says it's 1600 XP. Well, to be fair, Age 5 is the same upgrade. Maybe it's less than that. Maybe I have not done my Japan homework knowledge, and my knowledge is lacking. If it is, so you can drop it in. Oh, I completely missed that. I saw something that says I don't something. Can someone copy and paste that one in the chat? I was away daydreaming on Japan Shogunate and Golden Pavilion Age Up Theory. Right, back to the game. First shipment here from Knuschelbär is going to be the 2 Asakabunes. Nush is probably saying, Maito, you played so well versus me. I'm going to copy your exact strategy and use it against my opponent. He's going to send 2 Asakabunes back to back, and Asakabunes, they fulfill the same role of the Galleons. They are quite tanky warships, lowish damage, pretty poor in naval combat, but they can train units, but they also resist building fire. So the town centre here will only do 37.5 damage versus an Asakabune, and these guys have 2000 HP. But if you have a dock thrown down somewhere, Japan player, this is the crucial point. If you have a dock and research warship armor, the armor plating to upgrade HP by 50%, that basically gives you an extra effective HP of 100% versus town centres, and that's why the Might of game went so well. He had armor plating and naval combat being sent behind. He does have naval combat ready to go, but we're going to send Asakabunes twice. Shipment nearly ready to go as well, so he should be able to get naval combat soon. There's some... Oh, it's a petards! Oh, it's petards from the Portuguese consulate. And that would help the Shogunate age up as well, reducing the costs. So yeah, he stayed with the Portuguese consulate. Minutemen do come out. Obviously it takes time. I think petards get soft countered there by militiamen. But town centre already on low HP. That another town centre's back at home. And the thing is, shipping double anti-town centre shipments is strong. It is strong. But Noosh can just go, okay, you've taken down his docks and town centre, I'm just going to move back to my next headland and carry on playing from there. Noosh is not sending flaming arrows. He's not. No, he sends flaming arrows. He's not sending naval combat. Meanwhile, if Breeze sends a frigate, trains. Well, he needs to train a frigate. He's got 31 idle vills here. There's 7 in the town centre, 15 in this dock. He needs to split his dock into this dock. No, remember, no advanced dock. No team coastal defences. That town centre could have ×2 versus the Atakabunes. The docks could have ×2 as well. Advanced dock, these could also be up to 300 base, but or should I say times 1.8. Frigate does come out. There's just too much stuff here. This is the weakest Atacabune. Need to focus that. But yeah, I think Breeze could have held that a little if they didn't get the petard bomb onto him and had more of a defensive shipment, or just a preemptive frigate or preemptive caravel. Knuschelbär's backing off. He's waiting for another shipment, and this might be the time to send naval combat to boost those Atakabunes. No advanced buildings just yet for Major Killer. I think he's probably missed the time to send it. He's actually sending CM at this moment, which I guess he feels he sees a mass, he sees the daimyo, he sees the flaming arrows, he sees the aggression here from Knuschelbär, and actually his AoE3 shipments is either 1,000 wood, an upgrade card, or Mamelukes. So no organ guns, no Cassadors, no dragoons to reinforce. Pardon me. A bit of dinner stuck in my throat. Maybe a bit of nachos with my chili, just getting stuck there. Couple Cassadors behind the defensive line of town centre and wall. Really nice placement. A couple of Minutemen. These guys are going to snare to hold these enemy in position. Looks like the Breeze Explorer is going to go for a bit of a cheeky melee combat here on the Ashes, keep them pinned down. 2 Culverins will come out, outrange the flaming arrows, and hopefully should pick one up. But I think Noosh is running out there. The unpack, the lock on, the fire, and the double kill comes out here from the Culverins. Very nice trade. But no need to push these further. They've done the job, and they can earn a nice retirement back in Lisbon. Right, let's check in on how Noosh is doing. Noosh's card order, remember, has been 600 wood, 600 coin, double Atacabune into flaming arrows, sending flaming arrows for a second time. Although he does know that it's Culverins out in the field, I'm not too sure a second batch of flaming arrows here is the wisest of wise decisions. Maybe taking into Yumi Archers. Intervention, probably not. Intervention could overwhelm the early Castle Mass at the moment. I like a Nagi HP though, that would feel really nice at this moment. I'm sure he has a stable coming down very soon. Can't just play with just infantry units. Going to siege the dock down from the land point of view. Oh yeah, and that's where the flaming arrows will come. They're going to try and push away the frigates if they come closer to defend this dock. But it's not Age of Empires 2. The fishing boats that they gather, and they instantaneously teleport their resources to the home city. They don't have to drop them off to a dock. Out come the Culverins. I could have split these guys up for a little bit better, for a bit of splash damage there. But daimyo on the Cassadors, long range shot, lock on, does get the kill. These guys need to get to the, between the gate pretty quickly. Breeze needs to be training some units, and I hope he's training some pretty fast. Here comes the frigate to move around and support. 11 villagers actually in the frigate as well. These were the villagers from that northern side being evacuated back to the homeland. Quite a lot of vills actually here from Breeze. He's got 82 villager eco. It's a very strong representative amount. Nice wall. He's probably got a couple Cassadors. He could start production on 2 organ guns to help contest Ashi Yumi behind this. But you can tell at the moment, Breeze is just reacting to what Noosh is doing. Noosh is dictating the game because Noosh has to be aggro really. Breeze has got the stronger eco at this moment. 40 vills plus full shrine is very nice, but Breeze at the moment there's still fish in the sea. There's still whales to be harvested, and 2 frigates here with naval combat taking on Atakabunes with no upgrades. This should be a clean sweep here for Breeze Brothers. Bit of micro, take down the 2 low HP ones. The caravel's already gone, and this has barely been touched here by the Atakabunes. And yeah, the water presence from Knuschelbär has gone very, very quickly. And that's what happens when you just don't invest into naval cards. It's quite tough. Welcome to Portuguese water. You're playing into their strongest part of the civilization. Fishing boats do come out. but no warships to capitalise on fishing boats out in the open. All this time, Team Coastal Defences could have ripped through the Japanese fleet there. I wonder what shipments Breeze could have had that instead of CM, maybe? I suppose he was being pushed to land, and that was a very nice, safe shipment. Rendering Planet is always very strong, and that 700 coin, probably need that to catch up in momentum. Maybe something to contemplate at a later point for another game. We have a mill coming down here from Breeze. Breeze is a miller, it looks like. Thinking these hunts on these two shrines are just too annoying and out of my way to go and deal with. So he's going to go on the mill instead. There's just enough fish in the sea down to the southern side to keep an interest in the water from Breeze. Obviously, fishing boats, they only take the range damage here from the outpost or castle, not the anti-ship. So those fishing boats can go for a fishing trip on the Japanese shores if he feels like it. They hear organs. The problem with organs though is they kill the elks underneath, which is not ideal, to say the least. Yeah, that's 1, 2, that's 2, that's 3. Yeah, yeah, I get it, but I think you've just done more harm than good. Oh, that's so awkward when you siege in shrines, but actually kills the elks, because there's no other case. You don't do damage to treasure guardians if you splash damage onto enemy units and it splashes onto the treasure guardians. They do no damage, so a bit of inconsistency there, but it's all right. Nice little wall coming here from Breeze. Organs unpacking, and Ashies are having to wait their turn. Here comes a big batch of Conche Ibushi. Japan Consulate, but were these trains? I think they looks like they were shipped from the intervention card, and only now refrigeration's only just come in. Bearing in mind, we do see fishing boats there from Japan Consulate, as well as the Caravel and Petard's research tech, so that's where the export went. So Knuschelbär is going for an extra bit of clubbing, but these guys are only really there for siege, they're not really there for anti-units. Portuguese ain't going for cavalry just yet. And yes, they do have 10% range resist, but they still get picked off by the not Carolines, by the Castadors. Ooh, our first batch of Yabusames coming out here from Knuschelbär to deal with the artillery. This ward isn't actually completed. I think this one's left open, so Breeze might think this is walled off, but actually these guys can run through. Oh no, the Culverin's moving forwards. They're going to try and go back. They need to get out of the way of the Yabusams, but I think they're going to keep marching forward. Maybe unpack for a long-range shot. But yeah, it does need Culverins to do with the 5 flaming arrows. Oh, Ville's going down as well. Just Breeze needs to sit back and really play defensively here. Lucky he does have CM. You've got 13 in this town centre, because splits another town centre. CM Big Batch being called. These guys, these Minutemen, charge straight onto the flaming arrows. Forget the Ashies. Go onto the flaming arrows and let the castles and muskets work damage from behind. But yeah, they're just going to try and chase these guys away. And looks like Nush may sacrifice the Yabs in behind. Frigate just slowly pushing down and going to try and contest the Atakabune, and the fishing boats just taking full reign of the Japanese waters here. 2 Culverins being trained here from the artillery foundry. And yeah, Breeze not looking too bad, but he's cleaned up his defensive tree. He's having to push a bit forwards. Obviously no Bastion yet from Breeze. This is unheard of. Maybe try and save it for the heavy fortifications. Colv's unpacking quite far advanced. They want to be unpacked before they re-engage, but 3 defensive Culverins should be well. But Ashley's got to go in. Musks need to go straight on top of them. Colv's still marching forward, but yeah, they're only now being retreated. Maybe another batch of Minutemen here from Breeze is needed to protect these Culverins. They're quite expensive. Can't lose them here to Yumi, but all organs are here, ready to unpack. But look at Noosh, already stagger mode on the Yumis. That's very nice micro. Yab's going to move forwards, and actually they might actually snipe off one Culverin very, very quickly. Yeah, that's a Culverin snipe. Organs were left forwards. Oh, that's a Organ snipe there from the flaming arrows, and actually, in a blink of an eye, the military has turned in favour of Japan. I think Japan has got a very strong push. More Yumi archers being pushed forward. Disciplined Yumi. No golden pavilion, remember. That's bonus has kind of already been and gone there from Japan. And veteran musketeers being heavily massed here from Breeze, which is, you know, I'd have assumed a bit more of a Castor heavy composition. Doesn't have enough coin. He needs all his fishing boats all hand on deck onto the whales. Dare look away briefly. Does have long lines in there as well as rendering plans and whale oils. These guys are monsters on the water. 1.05 coin per second. But enough Yabo Sams here being really annoying. Breeze not having enough food counts to go for a tactical switch into Hussars. Doesn't even have a better Hussar tech. He's trained more Castadors and Culverins. Big batch a minute possibly. They're just being pushed away from the northern side. Ashley's running riot. Shrine going down on a bunch of dead hunts. That won't do anything, but it's nice mental map control there from Knusch. Knusch here with the Scordy pushing in as well. Still 4 flaming arrows, no real answer. 1,000 wood being sent, but the town centre going down. Villagers helping into this town centre. Actually, there's no villagers in this town centre at all. The path has been opened. The Yabo Sams moving forward, charging to the Culverins. The GG's been called. And I'd like to give the well played as well to Knuschelbär there. Lost the water, but kept his head focused, pushed the lands, and took the game. Well played. Well played, sir. And in the end, actually felt pretty strong because look at the map. The town centre, he's got the 5k coin mine under his control. He's got villagers on berries. He never had to send cherry orchards. Who needs cherry orchards when you're on Alaska? You've got a couple of fishing boats, but more importantly, you've got more berries out on the middle of the map. All these shrines as well, uncontested due to the defensive nature here of the Portuguese. Yeah, there's 3 batches of 4k berries that Knusch was on, who's controlling. But yeah, it looks like the Shogunate is the somewhat meta for Japan now to try and push with tempo versus defensive civilizations. Other players may be tempted to jump to the 4th age, but that would give the Portuguese player more time to boom. Yeah, so really like that. The interesting thing was the double Atacumene push. Yes, it did clean us in the end and force the reaction, but I think the reaction from Breeze was in proportion to the amount of resources that Knusch put onto the water. If anything, Knusch had used his prime power spike on land onto the water, and the situation hasn't really changed. There's a frigate still on the water, being annoying. Maybe lost now to the double castle in Atacumene, but the point stands that the fishing boats were still able to gather. Oh, it was pulled back as defensive usage, but Knusch was able to then rally round. Did send refrigeration at some point later on. Went through intervention, double batch of flaming arrows, but after that point it was just upgrade cards. The way the bow came in, I'm sure Yumi Archer Attack would be the card afterwards. And stacking resources to age to 4th age, yeah, that's a comprehensive in the end. Reese struggling there. I think he would have really liked to have his hunt under control, and maybe could have warred from this point to secure that to an earlier position. And actually, because his first town centre was so far forward, and his 3rd town centre was defensive in base, there's no real control over this northern section of the map. There's berries, there's hunt, there's mines, there's trees, and these are the trees I think Breeze would have wanted to push onto afterwards instead of these forward ones. So yeah, all round I really enjoyed that. It was a good game, and I have to give Knusch the big 2-0 at that point. Let's view the post-game timeline. Look at the villager counts. Yeah, in favour of Breeze from the fishing boats ban, but that's only part of the story. That's what the buildings icon is. All resources. Yeah, Breeze led the way early age 3. That doesn't surprise me really. Knuschelbär aging up with tempo with the 600 coin to jump that age. Afterwards, the economy looking a bit better for Japan. Most of the fishing boats here were idled in the town centre, playing defensive. Once they came out to play, the eco was pretty much the same, slightly in favour of Breeze, but the belling up had already been done, and from this point, relatively speaking, the Japan player had gained more resources and also took better trades. Some really good control there with the Yabo Sams, the flaming arrows, and a bit of Ashes getting deep into the infantry army as well. So all round, I'll give Knuschelbär a 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 for the water, 9 out of 10 for military control, and his strategy pushing in. So well played there from Knusch. Let's hop over and give Knusch that big, well-deserved, very special crown on the Japanese. Knusch will be picking either the Haudenosaunee, the USA, and the Spanish as his Game 3. Game 3 will be played on either Saguenay or Dakar. And I'll leave you that tantalising prospect as I take a cheeky 5-minute break. Not 5 minute. Let's do 60 seconds. You can maybe time me if you like. Back in a second, guys. Right, welcome back, guys. I am back from my comfort stop. How have you guys been in the chat? Enjoying the series so far? I think the two games so far have been, really enjoyable. I've really enjoyed, especially the last game was really good. I like to spend more time watching the chat, but there was too much going on in that last game. Land and water, action all over the park. Predictions for game 3, maybe? Sagwane or Daka coming up from Breeze. Noosh to pick. You would have to assume a bit of water play from either the Spanish or the Haudenosaunee. I'm going to go for the Spain pick for the maybe a logistician and water play from there. But that'd be an interesting game. Portuguese still available here for Breeze. And let's hop into it. Today's stream is sponsored by Vita Coco Coconut Water. Very nice drink. Very refreshing. Especially after having a nice chili, a spicy chili for dinner tonight. Nice and refreshing. Did have one beer, but I'm saving that for tomorrow because apparently, according to sources in London, it's coming home. Noosh versus Breeze. My recorded game folder needs cleaning up. It's too many games in there, which is always a good, certainly a good problem to have. Very good stuff. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're on Daka for game number 3 of this best of 7 series in the bronze playoff match between Knuschelbär and ageofkiller. And yes, we do see Knuschelbär playing as the Spanish civilization. Breeze has once again chosen to play as the Portuguese, both players starting with the deer, the elephants, and the 2 coins, and all the berries as well. A really, really nice woodline there for Spain, actually, and if I was live casting this, I would accept a rehost here from Breeze because his starting tree line is to the north of his town centre, and comparing that to the tree line of your opponents who may also be going water, it's on the southern side on the actual coastline itself, may prove to be an advantage here for Knuschelbär. Could also be a disadvantage if he loses water, but I think that may actually force both players to play for the water as a result. So we do see a trading post coming down from Knuschelbär, starting on that north and eastern side. Where's that trading line? Is just going past, and Knuschelbär, he's worked out that premier TP slot. He gets that first shipment in very, very early. There's the 3 villagers, and here's the, well, I would say 12-10, but there is chopping coming along here for Knuschelbär, looking to drop down a house, it seems. You wouldn't drop down a market or keep chopping for a dock. So yes, one house coming down. The position of this house, though, is all right. I suppose it's close to the shoreline, but it's quite awkward pathing for the woods and around the berries. But it shouldn't be too bad. Meanwhile, though, ageofkiller playing as the Portuguese. It's 10-10 again. It is confirmed. These elephants have walked towards the town centre. They've been very curious by Breeze's playstyle and wants to meet the master himself. A lot of dead deers, actually. 1, 2, 3, 6 dead deers. 6 dead deers or 6 dead sages or nil guys on 9 villagers is not very good efficiency there, if I may do say so myself. We do see ATP being sent here by Breeze, aged up 10-10 on the northern side, picking up 50 coin. Obviously, this map also does have quite a few yaks. I think it's only 6 in total. A dog and a tiger going for a gentle stroll together. The best of buddies. Could be a TV documentary series when unlikely animals become best friends and looks like they're playing chase the tail with each other, which is always nice to see. Yak count here for Knuschelbär is going to be 2 here for Noosh. And ageofkiller has none. Breeze has no yaks. He may have already deleted them or ate them. I want to say he's eaten them already. There should be more than just that. Yeah, there should be 6 on the map. I've only counted for 3 at the moment, so I must have missed a couple of yaks being eaten, but no worries. Looks like both players advancing up in decent time. Noosh is aging up here, 15 vil, and 15 vil usually means standard age up. Let's check. Age up with the governor, so... Oh... Gone for a water logistician deck, but aging up 15 villagers standard with the governor age up. I think if Breeze knows his Spanish theory, should know the timing of a 15-vil age up compared to a 12-10 fast age up. Bit of engagement here for the trading post. Breeze getting his second trading post, the advanced TP, but will lose Explorer. Tries to pick up the Explorer in the meantime. Actually, might get it with 2 more shots. One more shot could put onto a very low HP range. Needs to be careful this trading post doesn't finish the job off. He's actually going past it. Oh no, Noosh, not like this, not like this. No, 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 no. Breeze the micro. He's outside the line of range. What is this? I thought that was a dead Explorer for certain. I think this setter's actually coming back to get the foundation built and could actually beat down Explorer. Remember, these are dogs and these are pets. Both do very poorly versus villagers, and this villager should at least get enough HP down to get it safe. Get into a town centre. Meanwhile, the Explorer's coming across. But yes, time into the Spanish age up. Breeze should know it's a 15th age up, by given that the Spanish player's not even up yet. But if he was to check the deck, he may be thinking, oh, water play here confirmed. But I wouldn't be surprised here if Knuschelbär just goes straight for 700 coin, straight for 700 wood. There's no 5 vils here as well, so his pivot shipment into the third age would be a bit awkward. He may send 2 caravels as his pivot shipments into the third age if that's the play. But I'm already. I like the principle behind the idea, but I don't think it's going to execute well, because one of the ideas of the logistician fake out into the fast fortress play is you can kind of, you get your shipments very fast, you get to age up very fast, and then you can try and like tie that with the Spanish gold and do the Drongo's 7 Falconets famous push out with Swiss pikeman cover, with all the coin you get from the Spanish gold age 1 crates, which was pushed onwards by the Church Moncanism tech. So that strategy could have been the one chosen, but Noosh wants to play it a bit more traditional. But it feels awkward to have this deck without a 5 vil or a 7 Rodolero in age 2. I suppose because the Portuguese player is assumed to be quite passive in this matchup, we'll also go for a more defensive player style, not be aggressive, and that could leave Knuschelbär the time and space to age up, send Spanish gold as card 1, and go straight into 1k wood and play it from there. Looks like the Explorer did manage to take down the foundation laid down by Breeze. He also has ATP behind, which I'm surprised. I really am surprised he sent ATP. This is a 1 trading post ATP card, and right now could have another shipment ready to go. Might not send it, but that could be another shipment in the third age to really just have that continuous momentum and extra 400 coin it provides. No water from the Portuguese. Yeah, that's a good comment from you guys in the chat. He's dropping a dock down now, but we have seen ageofkiller. Oh, guys, do you remember the game between ageofkiller and H? H going for the 4 Sea Galley Sea Rush, and Breeze just F behind. No water, made the greatest player H look like a right fool. And yes, Breeze did win that game. Didn't win the series though. H did come back and play very well. But that was a very interesting game to see on Dakar, and I think Breeze is trying to play the same trick here. Sees the Spanish logistician water deck, decides to stay land, but Noosh is also staying land with the Governor age up. So mind games are plenty in this series between these 2 titans of the Age of Empires 3 scene. So looks like Knuschelbär is aging up with the Admiral on the Ocean Sea, or of the Ocean Sea, shall I say. Breeze not yet aging up. ATP, 700 wood, 700 coins, schooners. Rendering plans was an interesting card order here from the Portuguese Meister himself. I trust his wisdom is the greatest in this sense. But my suspicion is that this build order is neither objective or strong. I'm confused to see the direction this card order is pushing Breeze in. He's got 700 coin, 500 in the bank, nothing to spend it on. He's training villagers. Musketeers are food heavy units as well. He's not going for stagecoach play. He's not going for units which can siege training posts. Does actually Breeze know if he's ATP? Can he find this out? He might be able to find this out. He might have already known, but scouting the dock, he's thinking, wow, no dock, what's going on? 30 HP, this should be picked off. Yeah, that denies the possibility of a very far back dock. By the chances of that, very low. Just really hurts the efficiency, and if you get zoned off, you have access to 0 resources. Okay, age up's complete. The Admiral on the Ocean Sea has dropped the Caravel into the middle pond here on Dakar. So, looking to go for mid-map control instead of trying to contest the Southern Ocean. But Noosh should have known that there's a town centre in the middle of the map. And if there's a town centre here, you can't put a single Caravel in the middle unless you're going for maybe galleons yourself, or 3 Caravel ship and a frigate will probably lose to a town centre in the long run. And yeah, no galleons in deck, no galleon HP card. Does have warship combat at its disposal, but yeah, opting to go smash gold. But both players option to go into... Oh, ha! Noosh doesn't see the dock here from Breeze, but it literally is right here. It's just so in your face, but that's a really nice play actually there from Breeze. I do like that, because that can heal any of his warships he does send into the middle of the pond. But that's the thing. I wouldn't want all your warships in the middle of the pond, because there's an entire southern sea. You need to kind of be out there, kind of contest, have a bit of presence on, and yeah, can't have all your eggs in one basket, as they say. Chandler, can we get rid of water maps? Ah, no way, Chandler. This is glorious content. I love this map. This is a great map. I might be one of the minorities who say it, but minority nevertheless. Double Caravel drop on top of this Caravel here from the age up, and that's going down. And Breeze on his 3rd and 4th layer of wall, but this wall is 1 layer thick. You might be able to actually walk past here. And yeah, trying to wall up here is going to be quite expensive and quite annoying to do, but... Ooh! Spicy. Get some fun action here into game number 3. Musketeers from Breeze starting to siege down Northern Train Post, but again, Breeze age 2. Yeah, you've got a dock in the middle map, you've got 2 Caravels, but 2 Falconets here can end the day. It's not like this is like a frigate broadside, it's only a Caravel, and I think a Falconet should be able to survive 1, might not survive 2, but a cheeky shot and a pullback, and yeah, that Falconet's gone live. Oh, we just tried to tee that shot up but couldn't get it away. The second Falconet was backing up, and that Caravel is now trapped into the corner. Nowhere to run, and the Falconet will do the only thing it knows and knock that back down. But yeah, the fishing eco here from Breeze. He's sent himself rendering plant. He's only got 11 fishing boats. Now, you know, rendering plant's a great shipment, and it will pay off as the game continues to go on. We have naval combat coming here by Breeze with no warships anywhere. Is training a Caravel in the middle pond to try and get a naval combat Caravel, but I have a feeling that the Caravel will spawn before the Cardiff comes in. Actually, it will come in the same, so it should be able to survive a volley from the Falconets, but I don't think a single broadside will kill a Falconet. He's got to remember it's not a frigate, and the frigate is being sent here by Knuschelbär. There's the Caravel, but the Falconets have already hit their reload animation quite quickly. It doesn't pick off the Falconet, only 43 HP remaining, so that's a useful number for you guys to remember. 1 naval combat Caravel does not one-shot a Falconet, and the Falconet just returns the favour as he do. Frigate comes in to help stabilise, but you know, we've got 2 Falconets putting pressure on. Falconet will go down to the town centre though, so you know, this push isn't over, but Townsend needs to decide, does he shoot the Falconet or the frigate? And yeah, you need to get rid of this 10 HP Falconet as a priority. Minutemen do come up, pushing forward, maybe trying to get into melee mode onto his Falconet. Falconet with 80 HP remaining, tempting for the town centre to fire, but the Musketeers engaging in range of the frigate, just getting decimated. All these lines of Portuguese infantry being bowled over here by the Spanish armada of the single frigate in the middle pond. The fight of the 2 trading posts as well continuing to materialise. Town centre only defensive unit here. Caravel coming out for a quick broadside on the Falconet, does pick that off. Now it's town centre and Caravel. Remember, it's a frigate with nowhere to run. A dock coming down from Breeze, a dock coming down here from Knuschelbär. No player cares about the sea. It's all happening in the middle pond action at the moment. And a bit of a spectacle coming up here. So dock to repair and reheal the frigate, and second dock coming down here for Breeze. Maybe wanting to try and double produce Caravel's advanced buildings coming down here. And this shipment's a special shipment. Once this shipment arrives, it will add 3,000 HP roughly to the town centre there and then. it doesn't scale on the remaining HP. Once this ship comes in, this town centre is safe, and these musketeers thinking they can get for a cheeky kill. Sorry, mate, not happening today. 3,300 and being repaired. Oh, Breeze he's coming back strong into this game. It's anybody's game at the moment. And here come the Spanish Lancers here from Knuschelbär. Another caravel. Frigate sieging down the dock here, but without advanced buildings, it'll take a while to go down. But yeah, single caravel versus single frigate should be easy pickings here for the frigate. For the frigate, it's close. He will win, but it's close. Another caravel here from Breeze will clean us up, but a caravel being trained by Noosh. The warships trading, there plenty behind this. Lancers on top of the musketeers clean up the colonial units very easily. Completely missed that. It looks like the caravel will pop out here from Noosh very soon. Or did he cancel it? He hasn't cancelled it. He's trained it onto the Southern Sea, but that's quite nice. That will idle quite a lot of his fishing boats, and this is a very nice caravel in that sense. But the caravel here from ageofkiller will come out and will pick up his frigate, hopefully in time. With the falconets and the micro here from Knuschelbär's on point, could actually protect the frigate. Is the unpack, the triple shot, and bam! Oh, he survived. I think he's actually dodged. That should have done 900, and he only took 400. So yeah, one shot never connected. Oh, I'm getting way too hyped up over this match for my own good. Back in base, one Rax artillery double TP hunting out. Let's look at his text. Hunting dog still traps caravel with southern side, raiding fishing boats. Fishing boats not getting into the dock just yet. 1000 HP caravel as well, can resist quite a lot of dock fire. Town centre finally goes down. Spanish Lancers on top of a couple of clone militia, and here come vet musks. Remember, there's no answer yet for the 3 falconets. There is one caravel, but the falconet is just setting himself up, and bam, that caravel goes down. And musketeer siege, the gives anxiety composition here, pushing forward slowly. Breeze now sending Eco Fury. He's run out of shipments. Does he send CM on one town centre? Does he send Eco Fury? Does he send gunpowder attack on a handful of units? 9. One falconet does get picked off, trying to return the fire, broadside another, but it's just 2 falconets, too many shots there, and oh, that's a bit of a spicy game, but I think Knuschelbär is taking a commanding position, strategically commanding position. Need to remember, Breeze, water eco on the southern side, somewhat uncontested. Caravel was trained, it is being repaired and rehealed, and Noosh isn't really signifying too much of a continued presence on the water, and now he's actually sending 2 caravels down to the southern side of the sea, choosing to not send infantry combat, 9 Roleros, or cavalry combat behind this. Spanish gold this game has been very strong here for Knuschelbär. He does have the 2 train posts. They're carrying on wood, and I think at this point in the game, yeah, leaving on resources is the correct decision. Early on, maybe a bit of XP can help that eco that a little bit better. But yeah, Noosh taking the full stagecoach line behind us now. Breeze with his card order ATP first, and must be a bit disappointed not to have the trading line. Another caravel comes up. Let's look at the HP. Actually can pick off one of his falconets, but another 2 here from Knuschelbär, funded on the Spanish gold eco. It should be enough to get the game, and Breeze does call the GG, and looks like Knuschelbär will be taking his best of 7 series. 3-0 after the 3rd game. Big Bad Settler. If I invite ESOC TV to my hot tub, oh no, he will invite ESOC TV to my hot tub if he bans me on the other channel. Oh, that's tempting. Do I want to share a hot tub with Big Bad Settler? I don't think I do, unfortunately. Even if you're out of the house, and I'll leave it for the time being. We can talk about details at a later point, but I'll have to decline that offer. Although it's a very nice offer, I will have to decline it for the time being. And no mini-mod, I am not. And can you not say that? That's actually not fair to be spreading rumours like that. That's absolutely not true. I disagree with that quite a lot. Right, let's look at the post game of this timeline. visual population. Breeze taking that lead quite convincingly. Obviously, most of these were fishing boats and double towns into production. The crate eco there from Knuschelbär helped him in the third age, and then afterwards the Spanish goal taking over. All resources very, very close, but the action was really with the military population and the naval combat. Quite hard to see what was a good trade, what was not, because a lot of ships were firing, a lot of buildings were firing as well, and was just an utter mess in the middle of the map, and that is the magic of Dakar. Let's look and see what civilizations are remaining for Knuschelbär. He has now one with the Spanish, so it's going to be the USA or the Haudenosaunee. Let's get our fingers crossed for a bit of US action. Always a bit of fun to see the Americans deal it out with the Age of Empires 3 civs. And we've got 4 civilizations from Europe and 1 Asian. That is the Indian civilization there from Breeze. Breeze yet to get onto the scoreboard, but with the US and Haudenosaunee up against him, I'm sure he can figure out a plan to get back into this series. Legatus is saying buff ports, first time chat as well. Although I would say that the Portuguese are in a strong position right now. I think the card order there from Breeze wasn't the most optimal, and that's why he may have fell behind in his game. And it was just an interesting game, yeah, in that respect anyway. So yeah, that will be that. Let's move on to game number 4 of this best of 7 series. Right guys, welcome back for game number 4. We're spawning on Colorado, the neutral map. That is the 4th game. It was always scheduled to be here in the map pool, so we're not taking a trip to Saguenay Summer just yet. That will come in game number 5 if we get to the 5th game. But for the 4th game, it's going to be Portugal taking on the United States of America. We have Breeze spawning to the eastern map of Colorado in the orange plain as the Portuguese, and Knuschelbär will be piloting the Americans spawning to the western side of the map, where his general moving down to the southern side. Let's ride with him. Let's see what he can find. First treasure coming across will be 3 stray sheep. I'd be surprised if he stays with that treasure. He knows that there's some bigger treasures nearby, and his 2 nearest treasures there is 110 coin, 80 experience points, and maybe a little bit further down, 60 food, and the wolf pup. Breeze dropping down an in-base trading post. I think if he went and committed early enough, he could have got his trading post for the first XP pass, but that might have changed in like map variations of Colorado. I have noticed that the trading line here sneaks up and gets a little bit tighter compared to jutting out and being a bit more of a right angled, which obviously increases the length of the trading post, increases the amount of time you have to drop this trading post on this forward TP to secure map and secure that earlier pass experience points, which he's only just got now for his first shipment. But his first shipment, will he send a first shipment? He's 10-10ing. And I don't like players who send Eco Theory on 10 vils. He sent an ATP. If you send an ATP, I feel you have to go for the forward TP. You have to get that map control early and state a bit of a kind of like a, not ambition, but just cement like, right, I'm doing ATP, and there's no way you can deny it unless you try and send a back TP, which he obviously can't. But on this map, it is Colorado. I don't imagine the Chinese immigrants coming out here for the Americans. We do see the Frenchies coming out and looking at his deck. He's only got a couple Brazilian... Oh, Irish. I always think this is Brazilians because I look at the map, the flag behind, and it looks like a bit of a Brazilian flag, but it's just some Irish. They're the French, but no Spanish, no Chinese in the deck. Congrats for playing USA for the first time in the tournament, by the way. It is appreciated. Yep, there you go. Breeze is a man of class, a man of culture, a man who enjoys a good show and the strength of theatre in that sense. He's adding to the show, and we congratulate and take your hats off to you. But this is your opportunity to crush the Americans and get your first points on the board in its best of 7 series. Yeah, I think Noosh has played Americans before. I know certainly a big man from down under has played a bit of the United States in his amateur series on the underside. And I think Azank may have played the Americans in his group games early on in the tournament. But oh well, the intention was nice there from Breeze, so that's good enough for me. French CDB.
Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you. What's your name?
Yes.
Is your name Yes? Okay. What are you going to do today?
Orders?
Oh, you can follow some orders. Okay. What orders are you going to follow?
Hello.
Hello? Oh, I was hoping they're going to say lumberjack then, but obviously it's because I'm not actually playing as them. I don't hear the lumberjack. That would have been funny if it actually worked. But yes, agent up here with Virginia. That's the interesting thing. It would take time, like real time, to kind of get like a really well, like a spread out politicians. But I think the Americans have fallen into the one politician trap, as basically most of the other civs, and that Virginia has been unanimously decided as the best age up here, granting access to the capital, a 300 wood building for 300 experience points, a fast age to the third age as well, and double experience points on the age up if they use the fast age upgrade. Just such a strong upgrade here and age up from the Americans, but it's hard to really justify aging up with another politician if you're trying to go to the third age himself. So I think Noosh is going to be playing, that offensive age to the third age. May see 3 town centres defence. We do see Marines in the deck as well. No rifle combat. No, we do have rifle combat. We don't have the... Oh, we have Musketeer combat as well. We've got triple combat cards here from the Americans. We have 8 regulars, no state militia, the 54th Massachusetts regiments, 3 outposts, a fort. Playing quite defensive, but no improved buildings, no advanced fortifications. And yes, we have the Major Hussars, one of the most strongest units you can train in the game. And a staple in every player's deck, I would assume.
What is your command?
What is your command? Your command is to move forward and to disrupt this forward base, but these Minutemen of America, they don't have a great attack versus villagers, unfortunately. When they get a couple shots off, the villagers should be able to escape somewhat in one piece, and yes, they are running.
I'm ready.
And actually, Minutemen with 4 speed as well, they won't chase down the villagers. So Breeze should be able to get away unless the villagers are bumping into each other, and hopefully they don't walk into a tree. Don't walk into a tree. They walked into a tree. Just walk around the tree. Don't walk into the tree. That'll just hurt yourself. Anyway, Breeze managed to secure 3 train posts in the middle of the map. Minutemen here, no real way to siege them down. But the early call of Minutemen here suggests he may want to be stacking like a Minutemen army to go into Marines. Obviously, the United States Minutemen, the upgrade in age, and they stay at 100 HP. That is an insane, insane civilization bonus. A very, very strong one indeed. And he's going to pick off as many treasures as he can for this cheap price of 150 food, 150 coin. Oh, and they get to come back a second time. $700 coin is the first card in the second age. Send in the Virginia West Assembly, is it called? General Assembly. Capital building, and go and should be able to jump straight into the Fortress Age. Now, I think this is just an interesting, like, I'm sure you've heard me talk about this many times before, but I've got to get this information out there for the people on the YouTube. Only building in the game which does not follow the cost to build to kill ratio. 300 wood. It's a 300 XP build and only 300 XP kill. If it's following the traditional ratio, this should be, because it's 300 wood, it should be about 120 XP or 60 XP. It's, okay, house is 100. Yeah, 60 XP for the build and should be 120 XP for the kill. But it's 300 build, and if it's going to be 300 build, well, it should be 600 kill. That's how experience works in this game. And Minutemen, strong units for the Americans. Give them XP as well. It's interesting XP dynamics here for the Americans. Oh, we see the train line has been researched here for Breeze. Let's check Breeze's deck as well. Did send himself the House of Braganca into 700 wood, 700 coin. Agent behind this. He should be agent behind this. Is he agent behind this? He's not agent behind this. He's training units. Where's his food gone? He's dropping the stable down behind this. He's actually got his TP line on the food crates because he needs to have an extra bit of eco to kind of sustain himself. And I do appreciate this switch into Hussars here from Breeze. Really trying to make use of the Americans' weakness to cavalry. So Mass and Hussars is very nice, but safe. Defensive TP there for Noosh. Upgrades to the train line for him. Noosh should be very, very happy with that as well. And just look at Noosh's, and he's got that set to the wood. So we're into the third age. Wood has been sent. Is he going to go for the 3 TP spam? Classic American play. Let's see. He was thinking about sending the Culpeper minutes, but needs to send Marines first, then into Culpeper minutes. And yes, very fast train TC wagons, and it will build very fast with the inspiring flag to inspire the personnel within the covered wagon to lift the construction materials faster, to build faster, to sweat more, and to operate at a more efficient rate for the United States. Carrie saying, I love the USA design. Oh yeah, I absolutely love it. My favourite. My favourite. And here come the Marines. So looking at these units now, Marines will be upgraded. Multiplying their siege by 1,000%. We'll add in 1,000%, so 55 siege damage. I don't know how you have a siege attack versus artillery, but it's possible. Be interesting to see how that works, but very strong. And they also have range versus artillery as well, so yes, that's an added multiplier as well for the Marines. Very, very strong upgrade. 3 Gatlins is the next card. And remember, the experience crates from the age up to the third age as well. Noosh has got another shipment being sent, and another shipment nearly ready to go behind this. The shipment spam from the civilization is unreal, and the train post is not even set to the experience points. He's just milking the shipments out, funded by the state capital, and then the double XP crates it offers from the age up fast. So it looks like it's going to be a Culpeper Minutemen as his next card to make use of the Minutemen combat. So we're having very defensive units now becoming into OP offensive units behind this. And let's look at his stats. 100 HP after their HP is decayed. But still, 26 range attack, 55 siege. And you can train another batch from the town centre. And then once you call Culpeper, that's another 18 units on the field there and then. And it sends really... Well, we'll talk about the card when it does send. But here come the Gatling guns. Needs units to defend. 6 regulars might not be enough. These are clone Hussars. Should be able to get on top. Actually, we'll trade probably 3, 4 Hussars just for the one Gatling gun. That's not great to see, unfortunately, if you're a fan of Breeze Brothers here. If you're training for Breeze and he calls the GG, the well played. We don't even get to see the Culpeper Minutemen. Oh, I was hoping to call the describe it, but Culpeper Minutemen, the only shipment in the game which sends really, really fast. The Chinese can send instant shipments after they send Confucius gift, but yeah, shipment should be able to send that fast. And the GG's come in, Wellblade's called, and yeah, well, it was Marines and Gatling guns. Town centres were going down. The age up came in for Breeze. That would have gone nuked straight away, and the Marines hadn't even been called from the Culpeper Minutemen, and that was... You're sending the factory. If you're sending the factory, you just know you're covered. There you go. 18 in Minutemen from 3 town centres. The card sends instantly fast, and they retain their HP for 75% longer. So basically, they don't really lose their HP. And yeah. Hooray! USA pick up a win in this tournament. We don't often see that at the highest level, but I think this build order has been worked out and has been very, very strong. And yes, 3 town centres as well. And I was saying to my some of my mates back in the time as well, like, wasn't it so strange that back in the day we used to discuss between, like, France and German matchups, or British and German. Will a player go for a second town centre? Can they afford it? Will it be too greedy? But here with the Americans, oh yeah, just instant 2 town centres every game because you can. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this series.